What's up guys, today we're going to be going over this VHS 90s infomercial effect. I haven't seen any tutorials on it and I saw a lot of creative potential in it, so that's what we're going to be going over together in this video. Before we start, my name is Gus. I run the Friendly File Shop where we sell a bunch of editing assets to help editors improve their workflow. So if you're interested in copying some editing packs, saving you some time with your client work, the website will be available in the description. We also just dropped a brand new bundle, which is the ultimate brainrot bundle to get distortion edits, brainrot edits. There's so much value in this one. Make sure to check it out. Now let's get into the tutorial. So this is going to be our end result right here. As you can see, we have this cool like call now, some emojis, and this like kind of 3-in-1 text as if it was like some kind of advertising, and we have the VHS effect. So to get started on the original clip, we're gonna add this wave warp effect. We're gonna add wave warp onto here, and then we're gonna reduce the wave width almost all the way down. Let's do the same for 2 right here, and we're gonna change this to square, I believe, something like that. So as you can see, now we're gonna have this kind of like distortion going on. 2, that looks pretty cool. You can adjust it as long as you get this kind of like interlaced feel. That's what we're going for. We can change the direction to 180 so that it goes more like to the horizontal. Then we're gonna add a sharpen effect to sharpen the image. Let's increase the sharpen amount to something like 60, something like that looks pretty cool. Then we're gonna add a unsharp mask effect that is going to bring a lot of contrast and kind of give it like that retro feel that we're looking for. So as you can see, when I increase the radius, the black and whites are kind of like more crushed, which is what we're looking for this effect. So as you can see, we have this so far. It looks pretty cool. And I noticed that like these interlaced kind of videos, they always have a certain slight echo to them. So we're going to recreate that echo that we see in those VHS looks. So we're gonna go and type echo. We might adjust that, but for now let's put it after all of the layers. We're gonna put the echo operator to max, and then let's make the decay something like 40. Let's look at what that looks like. So as you can see, we have like a slight echo, which is perfect. We only want one of these. I just want to see what happens if I put it over here. Yeah, that's even better. Let's put the echo at the beginning. Now you get this slight echo effect. It looks super dope. We can increase the decay a little if you want to see it more. We have this so far, and now we're gonna start creating like the text, the shape layers. So we're gonna create this text right over here with the box that says 1800 call now. So we're gonna grab a rectangle tool and make it the whole screen. Now we're gonna do Y with the shape layer selected and put the anchor point to the middle. And now we're gonna do Command T to create a text. I'm gonna write 1800 call now, and we're gonna put it in the middle. I don't really like the font at this moment, so we're gonna go and look for a better font. So I have this one that's called Funky Retro that I think looks pretty cool. It's pretty funky, really gives it that like old school look. So I put the fill to pink, and then I put a small stroke. I could even put it to 4, yeah, something like that. That looks pretty nice for this section right here. Rename the rectangle to rectangle right over here, and then we're gonna create another shape, which is gonna be right over here, and we're gonna add some text to it. For now, I think we're just gonna create it in the middle as it's gonna be like easier to work with. So grabbing the star tool, we can just expand it right here. As you can see, it is not a star. Like that's the actual shape we want, but to create it, you start with a star and then you play with the arrow. You do like up, and then it creates a bunch of those like spikes. As you can see, if I create another one, let's say I do this. If I do the down key, it's gonna create a star eventually until it creates a rectangle. So you can create as many as you want. Yeah, something like that looks good. There we go. Now we're gonna add some text to it. So we're gonna do Command T, and we can type bonus or something like that. I'm just gonna put it in front right here. I think I'm gonna try and find another font for this one. So I found the soap font, which I think looks pretty cool as well, pretty retro. So I'm gonna put it in the middle right here, and now we're gonna animate this shape. We're gonna make it rotate over and over again. I'm gonna show you how to do that with expressions. Let's go. So this shape right here, you wanna make sure that the anchor point is in the middle, because if you put the anchor point to somewhere weird and you rotate it, it's gonna weird in that axis, which is not what we want. We want it to rotate in its center, center axis. So put it in the middle, and now you're gonna press R, do alt click on the rotation, and we're gonna write time, asterisk, and then let's say 400. Now it's going really fast, which I did not expect. So we're gonna slow this down. Let's try 50. So that is honestly perfect. That is exactly what we want. Yeah, that's perfect. That's exactly what we want. So now what we're gonna do is we can add a slight animation to our text. There are a bunch of ways to animate text, but I'm personally going to use my already made presets from my Ultimate Brainrot bundle. There are 30+ text animations, which are really useful. You just gotta drag and drop them and just save the trouble of creating them over and over again. I think we're gonna drag Boing-O-Matic. As you can see, there's a slight animation to it that I think looks pretty cool. It looks super nice. And now we're gonna make the start choppy as well. So let's go back into the expression and let's do posterize time 8, arrow to the right, semicolon, and then enter. Now everything's gonna be animated in that choppy style. So now we can select these 2 layers. We can pre-compose them, call it a bonus, and then we can place them to the right over here. There we go. Now for the text, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go to my bonus animated elements. You can add any GIFs you want. It could be like a cell phone, stuff like that. But I'm gonna use this really cool emoji out of the animated elements from the Ultimate Brainrot bundle because it is already pre-animated. So I'm just gonna drag it in there, make it a bit smaller, something like that. Yeah. And then we're gonna duplicate it, Command D, and drag on another one of these. So it looks pretty nice together. Now we're gonna put all of these in a composition. Let's take all of these, let's do pre-compose and call this 1800. And now to create that animation that it goes from the left to the right, you can create a offset effect. This is how to create it from scratch. So you create an offset effect, you go to the beginning, and then you can click Shift Center 2, and then you go later, and then you manually drag it on like this, something like this. So now it's way too fast. Let me chill. I'm sorry. So you can just drag this on later. That way it's gonna animate slower. Something like this. If you already copied the bundle, then you already have the presets that are slide right loop, slide left loop. You have like any direction. You could just drag this automatically on any clip and then it would be animated just like this. And then we can make it choppy. Let's go for a low frame rate. We're gonna select choppy footage. And now as you can see, it's gonna be animated like this, just in a matter of seconds. If you're interested in having these super fire drag and drop presets, the bundle will be available in the description. I even left you a discount code just for sticking around and supporting the channel. Let's continue. Now, before we move on to the real VHS effect, we're gonna add a slight shining effect to our bonus. I'm gonna show you how to do that. You're gonna wanna put it in all of your videos, trust me. So let me show you. So as you can see, we have this bonus layer right here. We're just gonna type light sweep, and then we have light sweep right here, CC light sweep. You drag it on, and as you can see, there's like this shining light. It even goes over the edges, which I love. We're gonna put it there at the beginning, and then click on center, and then we're gonna go later into the composition, and we're gonna grab this and go over it so it creates like this shining effect. Super cool effect, by the way. There we go. It looks super nice. By the way, we can also add a drop shadow to our effect right over here. Yeah, there we go. And I noticed in this like retro style, they don't add a lot of softness. They just like leave it really like flat. Now I'm gonna put you onto this insane plugin if you want to emulate those VHS looks. And the other part that's even crazier is that it is completely free. It is called NSTC. NSTC. We'll see during the editing part if I was right, but I'll leave the link in the description for that as well. I really recommend using it. It is free. It is super fire. Let me show you. So we're just going to create a new adjustment layer. And once you have it downloaded, we're going to go to NSTC. NTSC. Is it? NTSC? Yeah, NTSC. So let's drag it on, and as you can see, we already have a crazy VHS retro look. Really get that vintage aesthetic. It already looks really cool, and there are so many settings that you can play with. I really love using the tracking noise. It's like this snow, like you see on the bottom part, like this particular like snow VHS effect. You don't really get like a realistic look like that simply digitally. You usually have to film with a VHS camera, so this is insane. We're gonna increase the snow intensity. As you can see, it's gonna be more intense here, and we can even increase the height. So now it's gonna go over our text, which honestly I love. It looks super dope. So now you get this crazy VHS effect. If you want to add some more sauce to it, we can go and create an adjustment layer, put it under, and add 2 geeked out of the Brainrot effects essentials. Why we would use that is because it creates like a jitter glitch effect instantly. And as you can see, if you want a more like glitchy type of effect, that is definitely an option. You can also put it on top if you want everything to glitch. So It would probably look more realistic if you have it on top of everything. As you can see, you get like this cool distortion effect. So that is an option. Now let's look at our final result. So that was it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and if it brought you any value, please consider subscribing. Please let me know also in the comments what type of tutorials you want to see next on this channel. Also, if you want to cop some really fire editing packs, just like the one I showed in this video, the Ultimate Brainrot bundle, it'll be available in the description as well. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.